Now it's time to introduce some full-stack frameworks that offer many of the tools that you need to get started. Some of these libraries include login code, UI components, push notifications, tools to publish your app, and so much more. As of today, these are the three most commonly used frameworks in the development community. To choose one library over another, my suggestion is to choose one based on your experience with React Native. So let's take a look at them. So here's a quick comparison of all the three frameworks. And basically the way I structure the table is to kind of show you where you are in the process of using the frameworks. So for example, Exponent is fairly easy to install and is well documented and has a strong community. So if you take a look at getexponent.com, once you get to the website, you'll see a quick intro for the actual mobile app that comes with Exponent. And actually, if you want to get that app, you click on this link for Google Play and then click here for the Apple Store version. And basically, Exponent, if you click on documentation and guides, will give you more information. And I'd like to show you quickly the XDE because that's the main benefit of using Exponent. If you scroll down to home screen, it's going to show you that you can get started with a project by clicking here. You can start your project there or publish your mobile app to the stores. So let's go back to our slides. And the next one is Pepperoni. So Pepperoni is a little bit more complex to install. There's multiple steps to install it, versus Exponent where you just download the XDE and then get started with that. There's some documentation is not as well documented as Exponent, and there is a community for Pepperoni where you can reach out to the developers on GitHub and on Facebook and Twitter as well. So if we take a look at the website, you go to Pepperoni on getpepperoni.com. On the website, you're going to get a quick introduction of what it brings to the table. So, for example, it has Redux included. If you're not familiar with Redux, it's a state management tool for your React applications. And then if you scroll down, there's basically a list of all the features that are included. But the main point is that there is more features included with Pepperoni, but it's a little bit more complex to install. So basically, if you have some React Native development experience, then this would be a better framework for you. But if you don't, then I would suggest you go for Exponent. So let's go back to our slides. And the next one is Ignite. So Ignite is similar to Pepperoni, so just some documentation, has a strong support group. However, the different approach for Ignite is the fact that it uses the command line interface to get started. So you create your project by commands, and then you get started this way. But it's very easy to do if you're familiar with command line interface. So let me show you the website. Go to infinite.red/ignite. And then as you scroll down, you're going to see a few things related to the framework. So there's a really cool and funny video if you want to watch it. And then as you scroll down, one major thing that I want to mention is the fact that it comes with a lot of boilerplates and themes and screens right from the get-go. So when you get your project started and start your application, you're going to see that it comes with this screen and it has some of the tools that you see here, like the API testing screen and so on and so forth. So it's a framework that includes a lot of libraries. So just briefly, let me go to GitHub to show you. Once you get to GitHub, if you scroll down to the included common libraries, you have a list of all the libraries that are included with it. And there's also developer tools such as Reactotron and Enzyme. So if you're a developer with a lot of experience with React Native and love the command line interface, and that's usually how we are as developers, then Ignite is probably the best framework for you. So let's go back to our slides and let's move on to the next slide. So on this slide, I just wanted to quickly show you the activity on GitHub. Exponent is fairly new in this space, so if you take a look at the fact that it only has 311 stars, but there's a lot of commits, so there's been a lot of activity recently, and you can take a look at the others as well. So this is just a reference for you to take a look at when you wonder if there's activity from the contributors or developers around those frameworks. So let's summarize what we've looked at. We've looked at three frameworks. So The question is, which one do you use? And what I would recommend is if you're fairly new to React Native and just want to have some tools to help you get started, and you want to have access to developers in a community that is very active, then yes, go ahead and use Exponent. This is the one for you. If you're a developer that likes to develop a lot of things on its own, has experience with React Native, knows how to get his way around the documentation on React Native and not specifically on those frameworks, then Pepperoni and Ignite is more for you. And obviously, like I mentioned before, Ignite has a lot more libraries. So if you prefer to start with a project that has not as many libraries, then use Pepperoni. So, in the next video, we'll look at the Deco IDE, a code editor designed specifically for React. See you in a bit.